So one thing that I think is interesting before we even get into this whole conversation with Seth and Cody, I really would not be surprised if they put their actual like real life differences aside and did come together because of the way that this panned out. Because you have to think about it from, they were both very competitive because they both wanted to be the top guy, blah, 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 right? And they both felt kind of screwed over by whatever company that they were in, whatever. And I think that that was the basis of why they kind of just didn't get along. I'm sure they're just very similar. And so, a lot of the time, people who have very similar personalities, they don't get along. But when you listen to things that Seth has said over the years, especially when talking about him versus Roman and who was going to be the guy and who got backed up by, Vinnie Mac and was getting that push, Seth has always said he was put on the back burner and he always felt like that was the wrong decision because he felt like he had done everything to be the guy, but they were putting all of their marbles in on Roman. And so it feels like a similar kind of situation here, because it's like
Oh, yeah.
you could almost say that that's kind of what was happening with Cody and Rock, is that they decided we don't care about Cody, we're going with Rock. But even looking at the whole reason for why they reintroduced the world heavyweight title was because people said Roman was holding it hostage, this and this and that. So it's like Seth and Cody have come together over mutual trauma. That's like what I feel like. But
That's where some of the best friends that's where some of the best friendships have flourished, seriously. I
well,
mean, if that's what's gonna take, and that also feels, you know, adds a little bit more to it too, you know?
Well, especially because I mean, it was only what 2 years ago where they were having that trilogy, and they hated each other, and I feel like there was not a single time where Cody was talking about Seth where he wasn't saying I don't like him. I don't like him. Like, we don't like each other. And so it's like it's kind of wild to see how much that has shifted, and I really do think it's like a real story. Like, I don't say that they're best buddies or anything, but there's definitely
Yeah.
a different vibe between them, So
Oh,
I
this is business. This
yeah,
is straight business, yeah.
but I definitely just it was something that I thought about when I was watching this segment, because I was like, no, they're definitely bonding over this trauma
Oh,
that has
they're
been
absolutely bonding over trauma.
yeah.